Thank you so much for stopping by. My name is Mary Mukoto, and it is a pleasure to have you on board. I am a journalist and also do have some interest in international relations. I'm sure throughout your life you could be one of those people, or you've been around one of those people who are what people would consider a person who's stuck in their ways. We normally have good reasons as to why we think the way we think, how we perceive certain things the way we perceive. Much of it has to do with how we grew up, how we were socialized, and the experiences we've had in life, and so on and so forth. So you find change to be very difficult. But if you are a person who is open to learning and open to progressing and open to just bettering yourself, there is no way you can do that successfully if you're not willing to unlearn certain things, if you're not willing to be open to new ideas, if you're not willing to allow change. I'm saying all this to say that sometimes it is okay to change. Change is good. I do agree there's certain things that perhaps should not change about us. That has to do with our value system. But I think as much as the certain things that perhaps should not be subject to certain changes, but everything else that has to do with progress in our lives, I think cannot escape the lenses of changes. I'm not the same person I was 10 years ago. I'm not the same person I was 5 years ago. I'm certainly not the same person I was 1 year ago, believe it or not. This is because I've interacted with new information. I've had some new experiences that have opened my perspective on things that otherwise I could not have known. And through that, I'm forced to change my perspective on certain things, on people, on ideas, on certain things. There's no way you'll interact with certain information or have certain experiences and you just stay the same person. I don't think it's possible, depending on how much impact this information or experience has had on you. And so it's okay. We should allow ourselves to change our minds on certain things for us to truly progress. It is okay to admit that, okay, 1 year ago, this is where I was, because at that point, that is the information I had, that is the place I was, and this is what I believed to be true at that point. But since then, my thinking has evolved because of what I know now to be true. And a year from now, that might change. Okay, so we should always be open to the process of change, and the process of change opens up to the ability to learn and to just be flexible to absorb new information that is nourishing, and to absorb new information that can build us. When you're open to change, you free your mind from being put in a box or in a mold. You free your mind from that jail, and as you open yourself to the learning process and just bettering yourself, you realize that the more you know, the more you don't know, and the more you dig for information, the more you realize, oh, there's so much out there to learn. And so that sometimes when you sit with that kind of information, it just forces you to automatically change your perspective on things. It enriches your perspective on things. So it is important. If you are a person who is progressive, if you're a person who is who wants to be better moving forward, then you must be a person that is open to change, and you can't just get stuck in your own ways. Sometimes we insist on doing things a certain way and thinking a certain way, and this kind of thinking and doing is not serving us the best way. But if only we could be open to just learning, if only we could be open to learning and just gaining new information, we will come from a place of knowledge, we will be more empowered, and we will have better information to enable us to make good decisions for posterity. So it is important to be open to change and to allow ourselves to change. It is okay to change your mind about people, about things, about situations, about opportunities, about certain things. It is important. It is okay. So let's not stop putting ourselves in certain molds that do not allow us to flourish, do not allow us to become all that we have been created to be. and do not allow us to progress in life because we are hindered by our limited thinking. We're hindered by our belief system. Okay? It is okay. Give yourself permission to learn. Be open. Be open. I never used to be such an open person, but I'm learning that you can't be so stuck in your ways to your own detriment. Okay? Well, there are things in me that will never change, like my religious beliefs and my value system. That will never change. But anything else, I'm open to learning. I'm open to acquiring new information. I'm open, and you can have that through interaction with other people, through reading, through just finding information, and that opens your scope of understanding of what is really happening outside of your own small world. You're able to see the world in a completely different perspective, but that can only be possible if you're open to change. So don't put yourself in a box. Don't put yourself in a very limited mold. Open yourself to learning. Open yourself to acquiring new knowledge. Open yourself to just bettering yourself. And the only way you can do that if you allow yourself to change your mind over and over and over based on the new information that you come across, the new experiences that you have, and this should be for the betterment of yourself. But if it's something that will take you steps back, then that change is not good. It should be change that throws you forward. So hopefully we'll stop getting stuck in our ways, and we'll be open to just learning. We'll be open to just being better, and we'll be open to changing our minds as many times as necessary in a good way. So thank you so much. Be open to changing your mind.